another one. Make sure you guys hit, hit that like button, subscribe, please. Subscribe, like, subscribe, the whole joint. I just wanted to tell everybody out there, man, woman, black, white, whatever. I just had a little message for all y'all. Because I know this has been going on for like a real long time in life. And it's just like a tradition. And I just want to tell people, stop trading in your financial freedom for sex. Stop trading your financial freedom in for sex. Stop doing that. Now, I know it's a lot of people, they grow up and they're brainwashed into thinking, listen, right away I gotta have kids and I gotta get married to this one and that one. Is because what your friends and your family tell you. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong. It's nice to be married with kids, have a family, the whole works, the house. But let me let you know something. If your finances are low, it's not good. It's just not a good thing to do. You know what? Like I always say, it's like you realize all these things when you get older, and you definitely realize these things when you are on your own and you got your own bills to pay. Let me tell you, it's you realize how hard the world is. And it's a world that we didn't create. We didn't create this world. We didn't create this world. It's like we didn't create the rules in this world. You know what I mean? It's like you got people working how many jobs now to survive, and these are mostly people who's been through life, who's got kids, who's gotten married. They bought a house or they're renting a house. You can't have like a small apartment when you got kids. But everybody's doing everything backwards. Everybody's doing everything backwards. People forgot. What happened to those rules? Go to school first. Remember, that was the rule. You go to school first, get a good education, because with a good education, you make good money. You know what I mean? And so you're not always stuck doing a dead-end job. I mean, you might have to be stuck doing a dead-end job even if you finish school, but it's going to be a temporary thing. That's how it was. A job is just a bridge, man. A job is just a bridge so you can make it to the next level. You know what I mean? Everything has a next level. Like when you play, remember Pac-Man? Remember that? Miss Pac-Man? Remember those games? You always had a next level. You know what I'm saying? And the next level is going to get harder, but then you got to understand the rewards that come with that. You know what I mean? Everything has a next level. Super Mario, remember that? Next level, remember? You had to get to the next level, but everything came with a reward. Double Dragon, remember that game? Double Dragon. Everything came with a reward on the next level. You got it. A job is, you're not supposed to have, like a job is, you're not supposed to have a job for all your life. It's a difference between having a job and having a career. It's a difference, A career is something that's definitely almost going to pay a lot higher than a job. A job, we've been tricked. And I hate to say it, we've been tricked by our own parents, man. Because you got to always think of this. You were young once. We were all little kids once, running around, playing around. And while we were running around, playing around, your parents were going through. Everybody went. If you wasn't born rich, your parents wasn't born rich. So everybody had to go through some type of financial struggle, especially if you wasn't born rich. You went through some financial struggle. You know what I mean? And they knew, while we were small, they knew how hard it was financially. You're not looking at it like that while you're that age. You know, you just playing around. You just want to play with your friends. You ain't looking at no financial hardships at that age. You know what I mean? But the whole time, your parents knew it the whole time. You know what I mean? And, a lot of our parents failed us, man. And, and it's like, I know a lot of people are going to disagree, and because we've all been brainwashed to think these are my parents and I got to accept whatever terms it is with them. You know what I mean? And it's not like that. Like, a lot of our parents failed us. You know what I mean? Like, when you get to a certain age and you're like, man, just look at your life. Just stop for a while. Cut all the TVs off. Cut the Netflix off. Cut all that crap off and think about your own life. Cut the sports off. Cut all that stuff off and think about your own life. Just think about it. Think about how much you have in the bank, right? Think about what type of job you're doing, right? Think about if you like doing that job. Think about how much you like being around those people at your job. And the crazy part is, you're forced to be around people you don't want to be around. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a people person. I love people. I love being around. I crack jokes, I crack jokes with a lot, with a lot of people. People go, man, I love when you work, you always make everybody feel good. And that's like that. It shouldn't be like that at work, though. Everybody, it's like, why is it this belief that when you're at work, you got to be upset? Where did this come from? Like, I don't get it. Like, what is that? What is this? Like, you got to be upset because you're working? Like, dude, nah, that's slavery, dude. That's slavery, dog. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Like, you and the worker could be laughing and joking, and when the boss come around, you kind of get like, oh, let's get back to work. Like, where's this? Nah, what the heck? This is the United States of America, dog. I don't care. Laugh and joke when you're on your lunch break. No, I'm gonna laugh and joke now while I'm working, while I'm on the clock. I'm not gonna be mad and serious just because I'm on the clock. Cause who are you? You another human being. From the higher ups, they put you in a higher position because they told you was in a higher position, and all you had to do was believe that you're in a higher position. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The only person who's in a higher position is God, man. That's it. It's the only person who's over you, man. When you realize that, you get it. But you got to think about it. It's like, nah, man. It's like everybody's trying. Why is it so many people trying to play lottery? Just think about this. All these people wasting all this money on lottery. It's like, why? Why? It's like all these people are trying to escape something. Everybody. All these people are trying to escape something. Everybody's trying to escape something. And it's like, what? Everybody is dreaming to hit this big lottery, millions of dollars. And when you think about it, people don't really care about the money, man. People care about the freedom that money brings to them. That's what they really care about. They really care about the freedom that the money brings to them. That's what they really care about. They don't care about the money. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if we all lived and we didn't need money, and you ate as much as you wanted to eat. You drove any car you wanted to drive, and it didn't cost you nothing. Everybody's chilling. Like, you know what I mean? You see everybody driving whatever car they want to drive. You want to drive a Lamborghini, you drive a Lamborghini, like it's no problem. You go boom. Everybody's chilling. Like, there's no jealousy. There's nobody living higher than the next one. There's nobody homeless. There's, because right now you got like somebody homeless living out in the cold 15-degree weather, out in the snow, homeless. Then you got another guy who got $2 billion. You know what I'm saying? $2 billion. buying whatever they want. They're not out in the streets looking for like homeless people they can help. They're not doing that. They're buying a necklace for $300,000. They're splurging on themselves. You know, they get a house, $20 million house. A $20 million house? Listen, do you know what a $1 million house looks like? Do you know what a $2 million house looks like? Just check it out. Just check it for yourself. Just go and put Google what a $2 million house looks like. Just put $2 million house. Like you're buying it. See how beautiful a $2 million house looks. A $1 million house. $2 million. Like, and somebody's gonna take $20 million and buy a house. It's like, dude. Wow, man. If everybody right now had $10 million, yo, dude, just think about, you wouldn't be worried about nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking, you know what? We need people to work, right? But I'm thinking that should be for like more of the youngsters, because youngsters need to grow up. They need to know what it is to be around people and deal with people. But imagine everybody, all right, let's just put it like this. Imagine by the time you're 30, everybody's retired at 30. You know what I'm saying? You got $10 million waiting for you, but you cannot touch it until you're 30. When you're 30, you know, because you work. You got to work. Everybody got to work, but everybody learn, you know, boom. You know what I mean? How to work. And it's like, dude, it's like, you know how every single job would be high paid. You can get a job at Walmart and you'd be making $30 an hour because nobody needs to work. You feel what I'm saying? So they have to put those wages high. You know, it's so crazy, man. Like, they know you need to work, so they know they can put the wage at any amount they want. You know what I mean? And it's like, why is an adult walking into a job, and let's say the adult is 40 years old, trying to get hired at a job, and then you got somebody who's like 18 years old applying for the same job? Why should those two people be making the same wage? And it's such a scam. It's so crazy. Like, as soon as you get the job, they'll at the interview they're telling you right away. They're telling you, like, listen, this is what we pay. They tell you that right away. They want to get that out the way right away. Oh, this is what we pay. I don't care how much your bills are. You know what I mean? I don't care how much your bills are. This is what we pay. This is what it is. I don't care how much your bills are. This is what it is. And it's crazy. It's like, think about it. Put it in the comments. Put it down in the comments if you agree with this. Like, because I'm thinking this is how it should be, especially for an adult, a grown man who has bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking it should be like this. This is how people should get paid. All right. So when you get a job, the first thing that comes out their mouth shouldn't be, this is what we pay. You know what? How it should be? They should be like, okay, listen, give us a list. I mean, no, not a list. Well, a list, but give us all the bills you pay. Like, we need a copy of every bill you pay. Your electric bill, your water bill, your rent or your mortgage, your car insurance, your grocery bill. Make us a copy of all this, and we'll add it up, and we can come to a conclusion to see how much we should pay you, because you got these bills to pay as an adult. We don't want, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want you to be struggling. We don't want you to be behind in your bills. You know what I mean? You working for us now. We got to make sure it should be the law. It should be the law for people not to be behind in their bills. It's such a scam. It's such a setup that they'll pay you such a low wage when they know then how you going to live somewhere? You know what I'm saying? I was there. I was living in my car. I was homeless. And I had a job. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is. They pay you just enough to buy like sandwiches or to eat. They're not paying you you can't afford, like, you can get a job. You can be the most legit person. You don't commit no crimes. You ain't doing nothing, you know? You're doing everything right, man. You know what I mean? You can be somebody who dropped out of high school with no education. You know what I mean? and you're doing all the right things. It's like, of course, that's how they made it. Like, okay, if you don't have a good education, you're not going to get a good paying job. You're not going to get a high paying job. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. Okay, I got that. I understand that, but still, nobody, even if you don't have an education, no job should be paying an adult such a low wage. An adult, a grown adult, and they know you got, they got the information, how old you are. That's an insult to pay any adult that type of wage where you can't afford to pay none of your bills, man. Where you can, it's just enough food where you can get something to eat. Trust me, that's what it is. It's so we can rely on government help, so we have to rely on welfare and all that. I'm gonna tell you, you need to come up out of the squalor, man. Yo, listen, it's only two ways out of this. It's only two ways out of this grind, like this crazy grind, like whatever they call it. It's only two ways out of it. It's either you're gonna commit a crime, or study crazy hard. You gotta go hard at the books. Like, I'm talking about, you gotta go hard at the books. Like, you gotta go hard with yourself. You know what I mean? And whatever you study, you gotta make sure it's something that you know what I mean? You ain't gonna wait 5 years to get paid off of that. You know what I mean? Whatever you trying to study, you gotta make sure it's like, like you only have to wait maybe no longer than a year to get that job. You don't want to be studying it, but you gotta go hard with the books. Like, you gotta go hard, like you wouldn't believe it. Like, let me tell you, if people knew how powerful books were, it's almost like magic. Just get into it. Like, people self-doubt themselves. People self-doubt. Like, listen, man, I ain't gonna do that. I might as well just stick to this dead end job that ain't paying me nothing. I think I'm gonna just be here for the rest of my life. When you have that mentality, that's where you're gonna be for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, we all humans. It's like we all humans. A human being can get rich. A human being can be wealthy. You see it every single day. You think about it. What are these people doing? Why are they so rich? And why I'm still working this low-paying job and I can't get nowhere. I can't go nowhere. It's because, let me tell you why. What most people do. Most people, they go to work. They go home. They binge watch whatever TV show they watch. Then they get up and do it all again. They do this all again. They have a beer, they drink alcohol, they get high. And it's like, dude, that's keeping you on the same level. And let me tell you, if you hanging out with people doing that, they're gonna encourage you to do it. Like, if you go to somebody's house after work and they doing that, have a beer. And there's nothing wrong with drinking a beer, having a little alcohol here and there, having a little good time, but you want to do that to celebrate. You should only be drinking when you're celebrating something. To be drinking for just pleasure and doing this all the time, and you look at your life like, I'm still on this low level. It's like you got to get yourself from around people who are on that low level too. People who are not trying to do nothing, people who just want to drag you down. Get away from that. I'm telling you, get away from that. You got to spend time by yourself. I don't care. Spend time by yourself. And people get mad, like, oh, who you think he is? He don't call us no more. Why are you sitting? Do you have all this time on your hands that you sitting around worrying about if I'm calling you or not? You got all this time on your hands to worry about if I'm calling you or not? You really have all this time on your hands to worry about that? Come on, man. That means you ain't working. That means you're not doing nothing. You're not trying to make it in life. You don't care about being successful. I can't be around people like that. I was around people like that my whole life. They invite you to all these things, and it don't mean nothing. You look at it at the end of the day, and it's like, listen, you still got to go to that same low-paying job at the end of the day. Where all these people are losers there. There's nobody trying to make nothing of their lives. These people just gave up on life. You know what I mean? All these people gave up on life. But that's what I just wanted to share that with you. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just letting you know, stop trading in your financial freedom for sex, man and woman, white or black. I don't care what race you are. Stop trading in your financial freedom for sex, man. Leave the comments at the bottom, like, subscribe.